Hello, Jackie McAllister with Coastal Inspirations with Jackie. I am sharing a card that I made. This is a swap card that I created. The template I learned from Shauna. I don't know if I'm going to pronounce her last name correctly. I will try and find her page and then link the page in mine when I post this. Is it Mukulik? I don't know how to say her last name. Anyway, I will I'll pin her. So this is I guess it's considered a fun fold because it's not a standard A2. It fits in the A2 envelope, but it's not a standard because you open it this way and the DSP comes out even longer. And then here's a space for anything that you want to put in here, whether it's a gift card, a letter, a picture, like whatever you want to, anything will fit in there. So I've already got my pieces prepped, so I'm just going to go over them with you, and then I'm going to show you something that when you're working with paper that is directional, and you're trying to score on this side, you need to be mindful of where you're scoring it, how you're putting it in the paper, and I'll show you. Okay, so the measurements, I just took the same cardstock color. You can use whatever you have on hand. This paper here is from the Cheers and Sips, but this paper that I'm going to use here is from, what's it called? Sorry, it's called Floral Impressions. It is still available. So is all of the products I'm going to use actually is either new or still available. So your cardstock is 7.5 by 5.5. So 5.5, 7.5. So instead of normally you would cut your paper at 5.5. You would cut it at 5.5, and then you would score it at 4.25. This is actually taking that paper and cutting it from the 8.5, cutting it down to 7.5. So you're cutting an inch off. Okay. Then you're going to score it here. So you're going to score it at 2.25 and then at 6.5. The DSP, okay, the designer series paper, is 6. So when you put it in your trimmer, I'm going to move this stuff aside. Okay, when you put it in your trimmer, this is exactly 6. So it's 6, and then because it's directional, you want it to go this way, then you're cutting it at 5.25. So 5.25. Sorry. And then you're scoring it at 2. Here's the part that gets the trickiest part of the whole card, because you're scoring it here on this side, and you'll notice we normally 2, because there's only goes to a 1.5 on this side, so you're going to score it at 2 here, but you're going to lay it here and score it, or because I like to score it where I've got the groove, the little hump to the inside. So what I did is I actually took it and put it upside down and then in. And if you don't do it that way, or just score it this way, if you don't, you'll end up scoring on the wrong side, because you don't want it this side, you want to score it this side. So there's my mistake. I didn't score this side because I flipped it upside down, but I forgot to turn it. Or just, like I said, just put it in facing you and score it this way. Either way, it's going to fold correctly. Okay? And what I mean by whether it fold correctly, whether or not you've got the little hump to the inside or the little groove to the outside, it's still, because it's designer series paper. So when you score it, you want to make sure that you don't press too hard. it's thin paper. So what happens is you'll end up tearing it. So you want to score it lightly. And then go ahead and use your bone folder. Okay, I'm going to do these two here. I like to flip it over and do it on the back side as well. And then if you need to lay it flat a little bit more, this one's been folded for quite some time, so it's had something sitting on it. So if you want, you can fold it the other way just to break up those fibers and then fold it back. And that's going to help. That's going to help it lay down. Okay. So again, you can go with the same cardstock as I've done with this one and with this one here, or you can put designer series paper down. The panels, so the front panels, they measure, this one is 2 by 5 1/4 and then 3/4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to not worry about attaching those just yet. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this hole punched. So I'm going to use the 1 3/4. I'm just going to find roughly where the middle is. Go halfway in. It's not going to be perfect. I wouldn't worry about it trying to make it absolutely perfect. You just want to have that little bit of punch out here so you can tuck things in and they can pull things out easily. Then what we're going to do is, I'm not going to use glue. I'm actually going to use tear and tape. What did I do with my tear and tape? There it is. Just because tear and tape is a little bit stronger, so I'm going to find my edge. Where is it? There it is. There's my edge. And I'm going to put this on here. Oh, there. Not that it matters, but okay. I'm just going to go to here. I'm going to use my block because it's handy and it's quick, and it gets a nice straight line. And if you go over, so when you're trying to lift this up, you want to make sure that you've pressed it down hard, because when you press it, then this becomes really easy to pick up. If there's any over the edge, I got very close to the edge, just kind of flip it back. And then fold it. And that's it. Okay, now we're going to attach it to here. Okay, so I'm actually going to lay it down facing me. I'm going to put it where I've got it exactly centered, so I'm looking at my outside edges, my top, my bottom, and here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same tear and tape, and I'm going to put some tear and tape. I'm going to be mindful to make sure that it's on the inside. We're not going to go too far, right? I'm leaving about 1/4 inch at the top and about that at the bottom. I'm going to put 2 on here. I'm going to come in, put another strip down. Same thing. I'm going to press it, and then pick it up, and pick another one up. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to lay this down again. Make sure that I've got it exactly where I want it to go. Then I'm just going to fold this in and press it down. And that's it. That's how you attach the inside. Okay. And then I will use the adhesive, the Tombow, because I want a little bit of wiggle on this one. Little overzealous with the glue. Got a little. When that dries, I will be able to just get it right off. Okay, then I'm going to put this side. Now the colors that I'm using is Blackberry Bliss. From the from the set, I am using the Pretty Florals for my 2 leaves, and this probably, I'm sure, does not go together, this die with these 3, because these are quite larger than this. I purposely wanted it that way, so that's what I did. It's from the Pretty Florals. Okay, I wanted a little animated. The embossing folder I used is this new one, fairly new. It's called Beautiful Pattern Embossing Folder. It's very pretty. The sentiment I chose is Hello Spring. That's from the Easter basket. So even though I'm not putting any bunnies on here, which you could put bunnies on there. I just use the Hello Spring. Sometimes I like these just for the sentiments. And this here was actually out of a punch, which has 3. It also has a stamp set banner. This is called the 3 banner punch, but I used that. And I'm also using the arched, is it just called art? It's arched. Maybe it's just arched dies. They are Everyday Arches. That's what that one is. Everyday Arches. Okay. If I wanted to elevate this a little bit, I would like blend on this to tone down some of the white, but I'm not going to do that today. I kind of like the white because this is going to cover up most of it. This is going to go, sprigs are going to go in behind it. Okay, and then this sentiment I'm going to put down here, like so. That's going to be my card. So first I'm going to pop these up. Now I've made 11 of these, but I haven't made this one with this layout. Like I've just the template, not the layout. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this up. Put one there. One there. I'm not going to put anything here because I'm actually going to glue that down. And kind of figure out where this is going to go. Slightly off. Okay. Figure out where this is going to go. Right about there. Okay. I'm going to tack those down with my precision Tombow. I just fill this up. It's a little precision bottle I get from Amazon. Put some little dots. Okay. And I could cut these down and put them in here. But I think I kind of like it from behind. So let's see. Yeah. Okay. like so. So I'm going to put some tear and tape on the back. What did I do with it? Did I drop it on the floor? Nope. Put my block on top of it. Oh, I only have a little bit. That's the only thing is with this, you know, the tear and tape is it goes all the way around like that, so you don't get to use what's left, but that's okay. That came from a kit, and you get lots of tear and tape when you have kits, like the paper pumpkin. So I'm just going to, I have paper pumpkin and I buy kits. They're so pretty. Okay. I want to make sure that I'm kind of within. And now they're stuck. I don't need all that bulk underneath, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to trim some of this away. So I really don't need. I mean, you could actually. You could even just kind of trim these down a bit. Oops. And then I could put some over there and take this one and put it up there. So I'm getting a little bit more around it. Let's see. Might be too much. Let me see. See, that won't. You don't want that there because this is going to go here and then that's going to get in the way. Unless I really tuck it in. But I think this one, that one, I like where that one's at. There. That's all we need. Yep, that's all it needs. Just like that. Okay. And this, I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back. We're going to go heavy on the dimensionals. There we go. Maybe one more right up there. Huh. 6 for this little thing. That's all right. It's not going anywhere. Okay. Oops. Okay, I'll hold that down. Kind of watching my leaf. Making sure I still have some of the flowers showing. Then this here is going to go right there. Just like that. Yep. Just like that. And I'm just going to glue this down. I don't know if I like it as much as I like this one, but it's still cute. I like the template. I play around with it a little bit. Sometimes it just, you know, once you have this and this, then it's just a matter of figuring out what you want to put there. And some gems. Ooh, what do I have for gems? I've got too many in my drawer. I have no idea. What do I want to put on here? I'm sure their gems were with this suite, but I don't remember which ones. And unfortunately, I mean, I've got so many here. Let's see. Some ladybugs. No. Nope. Those are pretty. I just don't know. Yeah, I like the gold that's in them. So I think I'll use the clear ones with the little bit of gold fleck. I think that'll be pretty. So this one here is the Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink Gems. Okay, I'm going to use these ones, the clear. And where am I going to put this one? I think I'm going to go right about there. Put another one on here. Maybe here. And another small one. Kind of like to keep it over there. I don't want to put any there. Maybe right there. Yeah, I'm not always, sometimes it comes easy to me, you know, putting on embellishments. Sometimes like, oh yeah, that's no brainer. And sometimes like, I don't know. Yeah, that's all right. I learned that aesthetically pleasing and how we look at things, that you want to go in like a triangle. So that's kind of what I did here. And then I think there's enough going on here, here, and here. And the only thing left is just to put a little white on the inside and then decorate it. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to put in there yet. I can show you. The best thing to do is if you're going to put a sentiment or you're going to decorate it, you might want to do that first. Because if you make a mistake, like if your sentiment's on a little bit crooked, you can flip it over and then stamp the other side. I don't really know what I'm going to put on, but I'll show you the trick to putting this in. You want to line it up on this side, because this is the same measurement. My inside is 5 1/4 by 4. So it's exactly the same as the designer series paper. So you're going to put your adhesive here, then you're going to take the back and fold it over. And then when you do that, then it will be in the right place. You won't see it top, side, or bottom until you open it. So that's how you're going to adhere that. Oh, I can actually do it right now. I'm just going to use my glue. As you can use tear and tape, you can use glue, the Tombow glue, you can use the tape, a tape runner. I'm just going to use the glue. Okay, hold that there, pull this around, and that's it. And then just hold it. Okay, and then when you flip it over, you will see it's lined up. There it is. That is this card. I have no idea what it's called, but I think it's really pretty, and it's very, very quick to put together. And it's something that I think beginners, well, anybody can do. And as I mentioned, I think it's really quick. So, it may look like it takes like a really, really long time to put together, but it didn't. I'm going to actually glue that down because I just popped it up a little bit. And I don't want that to move. I just want this. Put a little. Well, that is the card. I hope you enjoyed. Very quick video, and if you're not already following, please like and follow, and follow on my Facebook. The more followers I have, then I'll be able to go live with and not pre-record. Anyway, thank you for joining me, and have a great day. Bye.